I'm Turk Strongman at the Ranki Ramacharaka. Thank you for selecting this video on life-sustaining medication or doctor visits. Lots of doctor visits in your old age. Procedures. You know, life-prolonging. There it is, not life-sustaining, but life-prolonging medical industry assistance. Or not, as you get older. Before continuing, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please take a moment to do that right now. And while you're at it, please activate the notification bell feature. Share the joy of the channel with others. Comment courteously below. And if you like this video, give it a thumb up. If you don't like it, give it your other thumb up. Now let's go. The question is, as you age, should you subscribe to and embrace the medical assistance available to prolong your life, keep you alive, perhaps significantly beyond when you would have died of natural causes otherwise, and versus not doing that and allowing your body to just kind of like naturally die when it's giving indications that that's where it's going soon. All right. And maybe at what point to shift from the one idea to another. You know, like from, yeah, I'll take all the medical assistance. You know, I'm going to do what it takes to stay alive. Sure, it's there to be done. It would be like a form of suicide if I didn't, because it's there to be done. It can be done. To reject it, I'm letting myself die. You know, you're not supposed to do that. You know, it's kind of like at least a personal existential infraction upon oneself, incurred by oneself. Or then go from that to switch over to, look, all right, I've had enough of this life-prolonging stuff. It's time to go. Good God, another treatment. You know, another kind of treatment. For God's sakes, can I just die now and feel okay about that? In other words, feel like, okay, I've connected with, you know, the natural trend. I'm going with divine intervention now instead of human intervention. Okay. Well, I think I've kind of laid out the problem now, the question, you know, and some of the concerns behind each option. So now you might want to know, well, which is the right way to go? That's the point of the video, you know. And the answer is that there's not really a right way. There's not a right answer to it. You know, I mean, you got the pros and cons of each. And I think I've kind of laid them out already. You go with all the life-prolonging stuff. You do it because it's available. And, you know, who wants to die, right? I mean, look. Unless you're just terminally ill and you want it to be over. But that's because you're terminally ill. It's not something probably not something you wanted. Otherwise, you didn't want to just die now. You know, but now you do because of the situation. So if you continue the life-prolonging stuff is there. The medications, blood pressure medications, cholesterol medications, these are very common. All right? But they keep you alive. You're going to die of heart failure. If you don't take those medications, it's going to happen. You know, I mean, that's why you're taking the medications. Because you were walking a thin line, you know, with your blood pressure or your cholesterol. Now you're on the medications to lower your blood pressure, stabilize your blood pressure, or get rid of the bad cholesterol in your body. You know, keep it down. Keep it to a normal level. Because these two things will kill you. Otherwise, you know, I mean, that's it. All right, so anyway. They're there to be done, and you've been neglecting self-preservation, the self-preservation instinct, the survival, the personal survival instinct. And, what about a more negative view of it, a more pessimistic view of it? It's kind of like suicide if you don't do that. If you don't follow along with that instinct and use what's available to keep your body alive. There is that consideration. Those are pro life prolongment. The pharmaceutical and the medical industries through those, by way of those. Their job, allegedly, is to maintain your physical health, or when you get old, keep you going, keep you alive, keep you around. Like, they don't want you to die. And you shouldn't either. You shouldn't want to die either. But, people get to understanding it. If you have a very painful, terminal illness, you're going to die anyway of it. Sooner or later, it's just a matter of keeping you breathing now or some shit, right? And it's just torture. Okay, people understand, all right? Like, okay, he or she wants to end it. Yeah, okay, well, I think that's probably best. But, okay, but then there's the, it has its downside. You can be just prolonging your misery in life. You're living beyond when, your body is saying, I'm done. That's it. Or beyond the consequences of your own actions, like bad diet. Things like that. Reckless lifestyle. Anyway. So you get to prolong your life. You get to stay anyway for a while longer. Well, there are pros and cons to both. Yeah, there are. All right, so what's the right answer? Which is the way to go? Okay, well, as you may suspect, there is no right answer to it. Both the pros and the cons of both, of each. The pros and cons both of each way to go are real. They are actual. And one doesn't trump the other. Not in my opinion. That's the point of view I'm advocating here, right now, today. You make a decision. All right? You make a decision about it in your life. You can change your mind. I mean, maybe you make a decision today, but you're only 30 years old. Like when I get up there, there's going to be a day in which I'm just going to say, no more, because I'll be 60, and that'll be my decision then. So I'll just go ahead and aim for that. But then when you get to 60, you might change your mind because the point of view is very different at that age. You have different criteria. There are different world conditions. There's all kinds of things that could be totally different. I mean, you'll have lived to be twice as old as you were when you were 30 first thinking about this. Okay, so yeah, you get up there at that age, where it starts to actually make a difference now, your decision. And you may have a new choice, but that's okay. But what I'm saying is you make a decision, whenever it is, when it's actually going to apply, at the latest that point, and whichever it is, you base it on the pros. Really, you got pros and cons to both, and they have equal weight to both options. They really have equal weight. The reasoning for each is pretty good. So, yeah, do you go with artificial life prolongment? Artificial? Really? Medical intervention? They're not giving you natural stuff. They're giving you pills. And otherwise they're operating on you. Some kind of physical therapy, that's fine, you can do physical exercises and stretching and so forth at any point in your life. And you should be doing it anyway, no matter what. But, so you get someone else to show you. Well, that often happens. Like, yeah, here's how to do bench presses, You might get shown that when you're 15. So just because you have to go to a physical therapist later in life, same kind of thing, all right? That's not really the kind of thing I'm talking about here. All right, there are good arguments for both sides. So you make a decision, and why not just base it on the pros, so you don't second guess yourself and feel guilty for your decision. Stop thinking about the pros of the other path you could have gone, and the negatives, the cons of the one you did choose. Just make your decision, and then you're done. You've given that its attention. You see what I'm saying? You gave it its due attention, and you follow that course of thought, unless you have good reason to change your mind later. But don't let it be because you're just going to flip-flop back. You feel like flip-flopping back and forth. You haven't really made up your mind. You make up your mind and you go with it, and stick with the reasons why you did it. The positives in that direction. Like you're going to just follow the course of nature. Or you're going to prolong your life because you have a duty to, take care of your body. Keep it healthy, whatever it takes. Those are the main reasons to make a choice, one way or the other. There was I think the main reason to make a choice either way. Right? I gave you both. Main reason for that way, or the main reason for that way. All right, so that's the thing to do. That's what I advocate. What's this have to do with your personal involvement? Well, look, if you're going to die guilty because of a choice you made about how long you're going to, how much life prolongment you're going to engage in, if any, well, that's not a good way to go. All right, you're going to feel guilty about how you chose to end your life, how you chose for the last, segment of your life to pan out, to work out, to work through, and you come to a close. There's no good. That's not good for your personal involvement. That's not good for your mental health. That's not good. That's not a good way to end anything. That's just a sour note at the end of a long journey. Better to focus on the pleasantries that you can find, the pleasant pictures you can find in your mental picture gallery, photo album of your life, and make the decision, the relevant one here to this video, based on its good side, whichever one you choose, and then you just stick with that. And there's no need to feel guilty about either way. So maybe in the future, some future incarnation or between incarnations, you get this, flash of divine wisdom, and see that, people who choose that, that's a big mistake. Well, you didn't know that then, all right? They didn't know that then. Let's just say, they followed the course I'm suggesting here. They made a decision, and they stuck with it. If later on, in hindsight, it turns out that was just not the one to do, well, it was part of a growing process then, in a big picture over the sojourn of your causal chain, your own causal chain in this cosmos. It was a step. So what? We learn as we go, right? Okay. That's my recommendation about that. That's going to, doing it this way, even if it turns out, made a choice that sets you back a little in your cosmic sojourn out of it, you know, at least you went with good reason. You know, you did with what you. Sorry, my glasses, you know, it's broken over here. Keeps looking lopsided. Okay, let's just go with that. There. I don't have to keep messing with it. We know they're crooked, okay? This way you feel good about your decision. You didn't regret it. You don't have regrets over it. You know, you made a decision. Maybe it's the best one you made in your life at the moment for you. So let it be that, okay? And if thoughts about it start coming in, you know, that turn in a negative direction, focus on the reasons why you chose it, and look at the nice pictures, the nice ones, the good ones, good pictures in your mental picture gallery of your life. Okay, did you like the video? Thumb up. Didn't like it? Thumb up. Other one, the other thumb, and not that thumb. This one or that one or the other, okay? Like, didn't like, okay. Share the joy of the channel with others. Comment courteously below. What else was there? Subscribe. Activate the notification bell feature. Okay. Thank you again for selecting this video on life prolongment, pharmaceuticals, and medicinary, or not, as you age. Well, this is the Ron Q. Ramatraka. I'm Turk Strawman. Be well.